Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? I am coming to you from Northern California where it's really foggy. It's like 11 o'clock out here and it's hecka foggy. In fact, it's that mist fog, so your natural curly hair goes curly. So, um, I've got some things I want to tell you. Thank you guys for your questions. I got lots of good questions. And happy Halloweeny coming up. I have that nice shed that I had built with all the Halloween stuff. And my kids aren't little anymore. My Jaden, my grandson, he's getting at that age. So I just thought, I'm not going to bother. Christmas, I'll set it up, but I'm not going to bother with Halloweeny. We don't get that many kids anyway. So I want to say hi. I want to tell you guys I had this weird thing happen, and I'll let you know down the road here. But I got a letter from Social Security about my son, Jeff, who's been since he was born on either off me or when he became 18. He's been on Social Security with his Medicare. And I got a letter saying that they were going to call me on October 17th to talk to me about some questions on Jeff. Since I'm his overseer, they need to talk to his mom. I said, yeah, I thought, yeah, but the phone number they had was an old number. So I called them. I wrote down the time and day and I called. I said, listen, the number you have is the wrong number. Here's the right number. So they took it down. Then the day came for them to call, which was October 17th. So then I went to wait for them. I had the phone right next to me, not even in the bathroom without the phone. Never called, never called. 11:50, I called them and I said, I'm waiting for your call. I just want to double check, make sure you have that right number. And she called it back to me. Yeah, 415, blah, blah, blah. And then she said, what's your mom's maiden name? And I told her that. And my address and everything, confirming that it was me. And then nothing else. That whole day went by, nothing. Now I have the AT&T voice list or call list of any calls I made out, any calls that came in, any missed calls. Same thing with Xfinity. If you call my landline, it'll show any call that was, made, missed, etc. So then I figured, Social Security's been really busy. So probably they were just overwhelmed. I'll probably get a letter saying, sorry, we weren't able to call you, but we're going to call you this day. So, and I still don't know what exactly this was for, but next thing you know, within 4 days, I get a letter saying Jeff is cut off. No more Social Security, no more Medicare. I got a letter from Kaiser saying Social Security notified us that Jeff is cut off from Medicare. Bada bing, bada boom. So I'm like, what? And they said, if you don't feel this is correct, you need to, it's in Richmond, wherever. So I wrote a letter and I copied the call logs showing that I called to make sure they had the correct number. And then I called again on the day that they missed saying, okay, I'm here. Are you still going to call? And so I wanted to know what's going on. And also, I asked them to immediately put him back on. You can ask that. You don't have to wait till they decide. They have 10 days to decide. So I went back. Then somebody told me, the post office lady told me, write to your congressman and also send a copy of all this to Santa Rosa because that's the place that it was coming out of. So I did. I filled all that out and sent it yesterday. The post ladies are so cool. Hey, I got to go in there and tell them what happened. I'm sure it's going to work out. I also, because I'm old, am on Social Security, but I don't get much in Social Security money at all because of the YouTube channel and stuff. It makes enough money that I have to pay into Medicare. a large chunk of money to Medicare, which comes out of my what would have been a payment. So, but Jeffrey, he's on his own. Something happens to me, he'll get three-quarters of what I have, in Social Security. He'll get that. And then also, I'm retired from Alameda County. And apparently, thank goodness, I put Jeff and Jake down as my benefactors because I wasn't married. And even if I was, I don't think I'd put down a husband. And I wanted Jeff and Jake to be the ones who will get my pension divided between the two of them. And they will also have the opportunity, if they want, to take on Kaiser, etc. So that's what I did. So I'll let you guys know what happened. But, he doesn't make that much money. My concern is the Medicare. So we shall see. And somebody said, and I love this statement. No, you all think, oh, I'm sure she's sweet and kind. She said, piss me off, and you're going to see colors that aren't even in the crayon box. You know what I'm talking about? That's me. Oh, hell no. I went to Dianne Feinstein because they were giving me when he became an adult at 18, they were holding. I said, oh, hell no. I went to Dianne Feinstein and she handled it. You know what I'm saying? Always go to the top. One of my old bosses, a bigwig in San Francisco, said, always start at the top and then work to the bottom. So, okay. Thank you guys for all the questions. Thanks for listening. Also, while I was at Julie and Dennis's house, they were making me so hungry. They were telling me about these types of meats and things. So while they're talking, I'm ordering. I'm going online and I'm ordering. And I got a peach pie, you guys. For the life of me, I can't find out where I got it. It's the best peach pie I've ever gotten. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe I can't find it. I'm doing searches in my mail. Where did I order that peach pie? So I don't know. Okay. If anybody knows a real good peach pie. Anyway, okay. So here we go. Enough about me. What do you think of me? Puppy Dog said, this is interesting. Apparently, Dr. Oz flat out lied during a press conference and said the organization providing the stats for health premium increases of 115% have been retracted and the costs are only going up to $13. He's lying. He's lying. I got the thing from Kaiser, how much it's going to. He's lying, okay? It's going to cost plenty. Also, two hits I got. I want to just throw it out to you guys. First hit, that guy at that Argentina with the huge hair, looks like Mo from Three Stooges. He won, and I told you I didn't think he was going to win. I don't think he won. I think they made sure that he was going to win. I don't know what they were saying or what kind of ugliness they were putting out there, but he's not going to be around for long. I can tell you that much. I just felt that. But I see people really mad at him. I wonder if Trump's going to go in there and try to take over or something to do with Trump, and they decide no. And the people may take him out. That's what I was feeling. Okay, and yeah, Trump is over there in China. And let me tell you, I don't see China 100% saying they're going to buy all those soybeans. They're announcing it, but I don't think China said yes yet. I think China has enough soybeans from other places like Argentina. He might even lie and say, yeah, Argentina said you can take from us. I don't know what's going on here. I still see the farmers mad at him. But anyway, that's what I got on that. Okay. Let me look at Trump real quick while he's over there in China. He was nervous. He's nervous. What's going on with Trump? He's tired. There's always a doctor around with him. Like Franklin D. Roosevelt. Towards the end, he was in congestive heart failure. And they didn't announce nothing to the press. You couldn't even show him in braces. It wasn't until the very end that he said he has a hard time carrying around this steel on his legs. Wasn't until almost the very end. Um, so anyways, they had a picture of a cardiologist that went everywhere with Franklin. And I see particular doctors with him. That Dr. Oz, by the way, is lying, lying, lying. I don't know why they think they can get away with lying. Okay, so before I go on with the lies, I want to tell you that Trump is getting a lot of hits from him saying we're going to start doing the nukes again. But they're not talking about testing nukes like they used to, where you'd see the mushroom cloud up in Nevada and stuff. It's not like that. It's some other way they're doing it. It feels like out in the ocean. But he's not going to get very far. That's what I just heard. The ETs don't like that. That might be why they're all fixing to come and talk to us like, what the heck do you think you're doing? Oh, hell to the yes. Let me just throw real quick. Tell me about these nukes. Is this a really stupid idea? Even North Korea calmed down. Saw this real funny thing on Facebook. I think I posted it on my Facebook. This lady says, "You know what? I've just decided I'm tired of chasing people around. I'm just not going to do it anymore. So to hell with the ice cream man." She didn't use those words, but I look like I'm in a tunnel. Here we go. There we go. This is making the bigwigs in the military antsy too. They just don't trust them, you guys. Betrayed and backstabbed, imprisoned and detained, volcanic mountains. Ooh, what's getting ready to happen, you guys? There's another lady that wrote this thing, and she gets hits every once in a while. And I get for hear from you guys too. And she said, I just see people dancing in the streets because he exited from his body. Um, okay, so I just heard Putin has something to do with this. Putin wants Trump gone. Not that he's going to be able to get him gone, but Putin has something to do with the betrayal. And China also. Let me just ask real quick. Let's look at the Chinese meeting. Oh, and today I'll be on with Ness. Oh, I wanted to tell you another hit I got. I saw that the gentleman in charge of China telling Trump that the look of him starving his people is not very good and it doesn't give him respect. He said, it's not very good what you're doing by telling people, oh, to hell with you, to try to make a point and letting people go without food. That's, because as it is, Kim Jong, not Kim Jong Un, X or whatever his name, he doesn't like Israel because of how they're wiping out the Palestinians. And I see him making a point to Trump. That's interesting. Something's going to happen, and Trump is going to say, you know what, you guys work this out, make sure it happens. His thing is he's totally worried about Epstein. Apparently, they just voted in another conservative judge, and she was able to get in, and they said that's grounds for court action because he won't let the new congressperson in. She's already a month and she hasn't been able to get her staff, her office, nothing. This will bite them back. That's what I just heard. So, what do you want to tell me? I see this man in charge of China even lying to Trump, maybe saying he's going to work on something and he's not going to work on it. He doesn't trust Trump as far as he can throw, and he's doesn't believe anything he has to say. China can be sneaky too, but he's like, no, I don't believe this man. But he told him that. I don't know where he told him, but I see him saying, starving your people is not a good look. You will not get any respect. And with Trump, it's all about respect. So Trump has to go back and figure out how he's going to make this happen. Because right now, and I've got my uh, Annette coming to the event in Benicia, and they closed down the New Jersey airport because of lack of staff. So this isn't very good, you guys. Okay. Now, this is a good one. Will the blue states start withholding taxes to the Fed since the felon isn't helping them? I think they should. It's a form of stepping away from the feds. Will the blue states stop giving money? But then that just even hurts more the red states who are struggling. They got nothing. Replace or exchange. Interesting. Some business tycoon might be part of this. Disappointing outcome. I think they go to try it, but they can't get it done, or they might get maybe even the Supreme Court says you can't do that. Something's going to happen where they can't do it. I understand why they want to do it, but something's going to happen where they can't do it. Will Stephen Miller take a fall? Sacred Jupiter, absolutely guaranteed. He will be in the lines at Nuremberg. He'll be in the trial. So will his wife, who made a fool out of herself. And the guy was looking at her. She was on that big-headed guy. What's his name? She was on his show. And this guy was questioning her, and she said, yeah, against the Jews. Yeah, he said, if I say Israel, that doesn't mean Jews. It doesn't have to mean Jews. You're this and that, you're blah, 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 whatever. I want to be nobody. I thought she was with Elon Musk. So, oh, this is a good one. Martha said it only takes one congressperson to start proceedings to vacate the speaker's position. I'm almost feeling that's going to happen. I think I told you guys before. I get a feeling it'll come up and he'll shockingly have to go. Because these people are hearing it from their constituents. And even though they act like, oh, it's the Democrats, they're losing their seats more so than the Democrats are. Will somebody step up and start the proceedings to get rid of Mike Johnson? And even Trump, because did you see the Senate even stopped that Trump thing about not trading with Canada? They also did something else against what Trump had ordered. So yeah, they just to hell with them. They're starting to kind of come out from under the rocks. Let's see if we can vacate Johnson. Will that happen? Unexpected result and downgraded. Celebrate success. You know what I just got? And I don't know if you guys hear that too, but I feel that he thinks oh yeah, go ahead. You won't get, Trump won't allow you to do it, and they're going to be successful in getting rid of him. It might even be November. Let me try my Morgan Greer cards. A lot of stuff's going to happen in November. I'm looking forward to what Ness has to say. And then I'm also going to be on with Najia at 1 p.m. And then I'll be on with Tanya at 4 p.m. I think Leah's going to be on too. Okay, here we go. Here's Justice is in charge with the 10 of Pentacles crossing it, which means a lot of people will gather together, picking up the pieces and coming off the battleship. So victory after burden. Look at this. People are definitely saying, get out, get out. He actually is a little surprised. Ooh. Not only will he get out, maybe Trump is incapacitated for this while this is going on. Feels like something might happen to Trump when he comes back from China. So give me something real quick. Like they're doing this and they have full reign because they don't have to worry about His Holiness standing over them. Anything coming up with Trump when he gets back from China? Apparently, this leader in China is very interested in working for the Ukraine, and he's willing to talk to Trump about that. But he don't trust Trump, not at all, because he has to watch what he says because he knows Putin is listening. Okay, is something coming up with Trump? Right now, he's bringing a strong message, but he's crossed with the demon. Some cut is before him, and justice is the basis of him. So something's getting ready to happen, you guys. He comes back passionate about something, but his message is upside down. And there's financial problems. Ooh, yeah. Bad news, but it's not saying that it's related. Right now, it's not saying that it's related to his health, but look at his heart. It's not good. Disappointment. Let me ask something. I'll ask with the pendulum. Is he actually going to finish that ballroom? Is Donald Trump going to finish that ball? Yes, damn it. When he leaves, will we keep that ballroom? It's kind of going yes and no. Will we make it into something else? Yes. Will we rebuild the East Wing? Yes. But it won't be the Donald Trump ballroom. I'm going to tell you right now, it will not be. Damn, I thought for sure, because right now is the worst time to try to build. And he tore all that down, and it's the snow and it's the rain time. So I don't know what they were thinking. He just wants something named after him. Did you see there's a park that they're going in New York that was the Donald Trump Park, and they're taking the name down? Everything he touches turns into crap. Yeah, I saw that, Debo. MAGA Republicans have voted against Trump in the Senate for the first time. Yeah, and you know that upsets him, but he's not going to talk about it while he's in China. Uh, will Representative Lisa McClain, a Republican from Michigan, get voted out? Somebody's saying yes to me. Let me look. Will Lisa McClain get voted out? Just three cards, yes or no. The cycle changes, the fool is in charge, and justice is served. Absolutely. Michigan is changing, you guys. Michigan is changing. Let me ask something real quick about that lady in Arizona. Will the new congresswoman be put into office by November? It's saying yes. Okay. Let's ask another question. Will this shutdown end before November 1st? No. Will the shutdown end the first week of November? Saying yes. I'm almost feeling almost because somebody, if it's not the leader of China, someone else said, you better, because they're going to all vote against us. You're not going to get nothing. And 50 is going to pass too, by the way. What a bunch of dummies. Will the Border Patrol Chief Bovino ever be held accountable? Absolutely. Absolutely, he's going to be accountable. Has the money stolen from the American people by Doge, the dismantling of the government programs, been tracked and all put in offshore accounts? Will any of it be returned? Yes, some of it will, not all of it. Yeah, they stole money from us. I don't know. And I think they told Trump and they're going to give him a little something, something. It's just they ripped us off. Somebody sent me something about uh Sylvia Brown. Not that I believe her all that much, but sometimes she was good. But years ago, when she was talking about the end of times, she said there would be a president that comes in who dies of a heart attack in office. That part of my nose is really red. That dies in office. Okay. She said the vice president comes in and he'll be taken out. And the people will find out that this administration stole from the American people. Well, that's going on right now. And they will be furious about the money that was stolen. Uh, I know everybody says, Linda, I am so sick and tired. You guys don't watch the news. Hang in there and know this too shall pass. Don't lose hope and don't go in fear because they love fear. Now, I'm going to read on the Supreme Court in the tariff case again, but I'm going to tell you, I really feel that they're going to vote against Trump. I could be wrong, but let's double check it. The Supreme Court, are they going to vote against Trump's tariffs? Yeah, because they're going to tell them you were supposed to go through Congress. They're going to send them in another direction. They're going to be less likely to say, oh, yeah, you're king and you can do what you want because they realize what they did. And they'll go through his wrath again. Yes. Yes. I don't even need to draw another card. That's absolutely yes. They will vote against his tariffs. That is an absolute yes. Okay. Um, Prayers out for Jamaica, you guys. Did you see how bad it is? It's so bad. And these poor people hardly have anything. Uh, yeah. I don't want to gossip about Vance, but his wife looks bad. She looks like she's aged 100 years. So people are asking, will him and his wife get a divorce? She does not look happy. She's a very intelligent woman, and I don't think she likes being in the position she's in. Melania does it for a price. This woman could care less for a price. She's just not interested in Vance. She doesn't like who he turned out to be. Melania could care less as long as it pays her. Vance and his wife. Yeah, she's not very happy right now. She's battling, battling, battling. He's keeping her out of the spotlight. She argues with him a lot. Yeah, you guys, this is a huge blowout. This could be the ending, heartbreak. And can I tell you, people get divorced who become president. Reagan was a divorcee. Look at Trump. Divorced how many times? Uh, I actually see him with another woman right away, a blonde woman. Yes, this is going to blow up. He might even be already having an affair. Ooh, gossip, you guys. But see, you got the chief affair guy there with tons of divorces, could care less. Okay, okay. Federal employees who were furloughed illegally will get their jobs back. Yes, they will. You know, somebody said, "Well, I'm surprised that 45 is allowed to go on these overseas trips and be alone with the leaders who don't like him. He get a little something in his soup, you know what I'm saying? Um, they think he's a big joke. It's like he's just this big joke, this wannabe dictator who thinks the people adore him. He over there talking about how many people adore him, and it's all a lie. It's like all of us are like, excuse me, what? Where did you get those numbers? Kids under 29 are like 80% hating him. So, so the military is ordering states' National Guards to form a quick reaction force. They really want us to turn and be violent, but they're not going to get that satisfaction. I don't see it. I really don't see it. Here's your problem. You're going to have a lot more marching because people are hungry. Fortunately, and I think this will be over by the first week of November, but fortunately, a lot of people, it's wonderful to see, are coming together and giving towards, the food banks, etc. So, yeah, that's how you do it. Americans are helping Americans. And it's an ugly look, and people don't like it. Yeah, they can blame the Dems all they want, but the bottom line is the Dems were just trying to save people from pain, not having any health insurance. They said, oh, his health insurance plan is 2 or 3 years off, almost here. It's 2 or 3 years. He's been talking about that since Barbara Walters interviewed him the first time he won. Oh, yeah, it's going to be even better than the Obama one. It's going to be fantastic. It's always in the works and it never happens. Oh no, Trump, Patricia said, did Trump make sure that all the furniture, artwork, and other valuables, irreplaceable items in the East Wing were cataloged and preserved? No, because he didn't go through the people that do that. They were shocked that he was tearing it down. He probably took them out. Probably they're sitting in a warehouse for him, but he stole from the American people, you guys. I'm so sorry. Mandani is going to win. And I don't care how much they say they're going to export him and all that. He's going to win. And in a way, he's pissing New York. They're pissing New York off by talking such trash and demanding that he's got to be, he's an illegal. And it's all because he's Muslim. No, screw you guys. You can disagree with some things he'd talk about, but you can't out and out make lies that he's out to destroy this nation. He is not. Trump, like it's just like Trump can't stand Letitia James, he can't stand Comey, he can't. So anybody he doesn't like is it has an issue. Unfortunately, this will affect him more than it'll affect them. Okay, so let's do another last look because I'm going to have a show here pretty soon with Ness. We asked the realm to please answer us and tell us what you can tell me. Of any news this next coming week. Any news this next coming week. Any news this next coming week. Something unexpected. There's that tower. Something unexpected with the distribution of the monies. It's all about monies and wishes come true. I wonder if this is coming to a conclusion. Maybe this is, yeah, we came up with a deal, status quo until we meet again, something like that. But then there's the coffin and there's the illness. If something happens and Trump goes down, or if he's even hospitalized, I can see the Republicans going behind closed doors and making a deal to tie it over. Trump's going to have some disappointing news from the Supreme Court. That's coming up. But there's definitely an illness here. Families coming together, people marching and celebrating. It's weird. It's so weird how this, let me look at these other cards, how it's like heartache with good news. So let's take a look, see. Next week. Any news you want to tell? Happy Halloween to everybody. I got a huge thing. I always overbite candy. And then I have to give it to my cleaning lady. She's got little kids at home. Tell me what I can tell everybody. What's coming up next week? Talk to me. Talk to me. A solution to a problem. So that could be the shutdown. Okay. Strategy planning. Food shortage. So a solution to a problem, and the food shortage could be all the heartache with food shortage. Worldwide Earth. So could it be the whole Earth is going through a food shortage? And watch the mainstream news because there's big news coming, you guys, by the end of the week. But okay, if solution to a problem and strategy planning with food shortage, it could be that so many people are standing in lines that they're telling Trump, you got to change this, you got to do something, or maybe they take it upon themselves. They're going to take it upon themselves and say, no, we don't want all these people in the cold standing in line for food. I just feel it's a bad view. It's not very good. And where's people's motivation to vote for the Republicans? Nada, zilch. That's it, folks. Thank you guys for watching. I still got more questions. I'll do more tomorrow for Happy Halloweeny. Love you all. Cheers.